Have you ever wondered how society's expectations shape the way you view your body? Or how your physicality, particularly as a woman, impacts your confidence, relationships, and overall self-perception? In today's video, we're diving into a topic that many shy away from but deserves our full attention. A deeply intimate exploration of how societal pressures, cultural narratives, and personal experiences intertwine to affect how women perceive themselves, particularly the connection between physical attributes like breast size and feelings of self-worth. This isn't about reinforcing myths or stereotypes. It's about breaking them down and reclaiming the narrative of our bodies. We'll explore the emotional and psychological connections between how society views us and how we view ourselves. Whether it's the insecurities that linger from external judgment or the journey to rediscover and embrace our entire being, this conversation is about empowerment and self-love. So, if you've ever felt defined by one part of your body or struggled to feel whole in a world that often judges women by narrow standards, this video is for you. Stay with us until the end as we uncover the deeper truths, share transformative personal stories, and reveal actionable steps to help you embrace the extraordinary, unique beauty of who you are. Let's embark on this journey together, with open minds and hearts, to uncover the wisdom and strength that lies within us all. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, I encourage you to click the subscribe button and ring the notification bell to stay updated on all our latest content. I'm eager to hear your thoughts on today's topic. If you enjoy the content, please comment 1 below. If it doesn't resonate with you, leave a 0. Your feedback is crucial as it helps me create better videos that align with your interests. Now, let's get started. Let us embark on today's journey with open hearts and minds, delving into a subject often cloaked in silence yet profoundly deserving of exploration. It is a topic that lies at the intersection of biology, culture, and self-perception, a delicate yet impactful element of our feminine essence. Though it is seldom discussed openly, it holds the power to reshape how we see ourselves and to challenge the ways we have been conditioned to think about our bodies. Today, I want to explore a notion that has been whispered across cultures, studied within scientific realms, and woven into the narratives of countless women's lives. This conversation begins with an observation that has sparked both curiosity and controversy: the perceived relationship between the size of a woman's breasts and the nature of her vagina. Over the years, I have encountered numerous theories surrounding this idea, some based on anecdotal experiences, others grounded in cultural biases or partial truths. These theories, whether casually expressed or deeply believed, have left a mark on the way women perceive their own bodies. They have influenced self-esteem, fueled insecurities, and sometimes created unnecessary divisions between how women see themselves and how they are seen by others. Before we proceed, let me state this unequivocally. There is no scientific evidence to support a direct link between breast size and the physical nature of the vagina. The female body is an extraordinary masterpiece of diversity, each woman uniquely crafted and inherently valuable. The human body, especially the female form, defies simple categorization or reductionist explanations. However, the persistence of this idea across various cultural and personal narratives points to a deeper truth, one that speaks not to the body itself, but to how it is perceived, experienced, and shaped by external forces. Women with larger breasts, for example, often find themselves subjected to attention, both positive and negative, from an early age. This attention, which may manifest as compliments, stares, or unsolicited comments, begins to influence their self-image in ways they may not even realize. For many, this experience creates a heightened awareness of their bodies, fostering a complicated relationship with their physicality. They may feel both celebrated and scrutinized, desirable yet objectified, admired yet reduced to a single aspect of their appearance. The weight of larger breasts introduces not just emotional complexities, but physical challenges as well. Over time, the strain placed on the shoulders, back, and spine can alter a woman's posture, affecting the way she moves through the world. This redistribution of weight can lead to chronic discomfort, such as persistent back pain, and even influence a woman's gait. These physical adjustments, while often subtle, have a way of shaping how a woman feels in her own skin. The act of carrying oneself becomes more than a physical reality. it becomes an emotional and psychological experience as well. This interplay between the physical and the emotional extends beyond posture or pain. For women with larger breasts, the constant awareness of their appearance can lead to a form of self-consciousness that permeates every aspect of their lives, including their sexuality. How they view their bodies in private moments, how they respond to intimacy, and even how they express their desires can be influenced by the external gaze they've learned to internalize. It is not just the body itself, but the story society tells about that body that shapes these experiences. The cultural fixation on breast size perpetuates a harmful dichotomy. On one hand, there is immense pressure to conform to idealized standards of beauty, standards that are often unattainable and narrow in scope. On the other, there is a profound desire to be seen and valued for more than physical attributes. This tension creates an inner struggle, forcing women to navigate a world that often views them through a lens of superficiality while they yearn for deeper recognition and connection. Moreover, the idea that breast size could be connected to the nature of the vagina adds yet another layer of complexity. It invites women to question parts of themselves that should never be subject to judgment or comparison. Such ideas can erode confidence and create unnecessary doubt, obscuring the truth that every woman's body is a unique and sacred expression of her individuality. This conversation, then, is not just about breasts or vaginas. It is about reclaiming the narrative of our bodies. It is about breaking free from the myths and misconceptions that have been imposed upon us and embracing the inherent worth of who we are. The female body, in all its diversity and complexity, is not a collection of disconnected parts to be measured or judged. It is a harmonious whole, a reflection of the strength, resilience, and beauty that define each of us. As we move forward in this discussion, my hope is that we can approach this topic with the respect and care it deserves. Let us celebrate the stories our bodies tell, honoring the intricate connections between our physical forms, our emotional landscapes, and our lived experiences. Let us reject the simplistic narratives that seek to diminish us, and instead embrace the profound truth that no two women are ever the same. Each of us is a universe unto herself, a constellation of experiences, emotions, and unique beauty. Together, we can rewrite the story of what it means to inhabit a female body, reclaiming it as a source of pride, power, and endless possibility. Psychologically, many women with large breasts navigate a world where their sexuality feels hypervisible, creating a deeply complex and, at times, fraught relationship with their bodies, including their most private and intimate aspects. For some, this hypervisibility becomes an emotional burden, shaping their self-perception in ways that are both subtle and profound. It's as if their physicality becomes a narrative that others write for them, a narrative that often focuses on their breasts at the expense of acknowledging their wholeness. I've encountered women who, due to the attention their larger breasts draw, feel as though that singular feature eclipses the rest of their anatomy. This constant focus can lead to a sense of disconnection from other parts of their bodies, such as the vagina, which becomes hidden not just physically but emotionally. Over time, this neglect can sow seeds of insecurity about intimacy, vulnerability, and even the capacity to fully experience pleasure. It's as though one aspect of their physicality overshadows the beauty and significance of the rest, leaving them yearning for a sense of balance and integration. Research has shed light on these experiences. A psychological study conducted some years ago revealed that women with larger breasts often hold a more critical perception of their own bodies, especially when compared to the rigid and often unattainable beauty standards that society imposes. These standards, perpetuated by media and cultural narratives, place women in an impossible bind, celebrated for their physical assets yet scrutinized for not fitting an ideal mold. For many, this critical lens magnifies feelings of inadequacy and alienation, leading to a complicated relationship not only with their appearance but also with their sexuality. In truth, the relationship between breasts and the vagina is far more emotional than physical. The connection lies not in anatomy but in perception, the ways women internalize external judgments and allow those judgments to shape their self-image and confidence. For a woman with large breasts, there can be an unspoken pressure to meet expectations that are, in reality, deeply unrealistic and potentially harmful to her sexual well-being. These pressures can create barriers to fully embracing her body, leaving her feeling fragmented instead of whole. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment number 1 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. What I have learned, and I say this with the wisdom that comes with time and experience, is that the path to healing begins with acceptance. Women, regardless of their breast size or the narratives imposed upon them, must reconnect with all parts of their bodies, including the vagina, from a place of unconditional love and understanding. This reconnection is not just an act of self-care. It is a reclamation of power, an assertion that every part of a woman's body is worthy of celebration and tenderness. I've been privileged to hear stories from women who, over the years, have rediscovered their sexuality by shifting their focus inward, away from how their bodies look and toward how they feel. These women describe a blossoming, a kind of awakening that occurs when they release the weight of external expectations and embrace the fullness of their sensory and emotional experiences. They learn that true intimacy begins within, with the ability to honor and cherish their own bodies as sacred and complete. One memory stands out vividly. Many years ago, a dear friend with very large breasts confided in me. She admitted that, for much of her life, she had felt deeply insecure in moments of intimacy. She believed her prominent breasts overshadowed other parts of her body, leaving her feeling unbalanced and incomplete. Her vulnerability in sharing this was profound, but even more remarkable was the journey she undertook to reclaim her sense of self. Over time, she began to explore her body with curiosity and compassion, discovering dimensions of pleasure and confidence that had long been buried beneath layers of insecurity. Her story, like so many others, is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the transformative power of self-acceptance. It reminds us that our bodies, in all their diversity, are not mere objects to be judged but dynamic expressions of our lives, our emotions, and our capacity for connection. Whether a woman has large breasts, small breasts, or something in between, her body is a tapestry of experiences, a narrative she has the power to rewrite. Let us embrace this truth with open hearts. The relationship we have with our bodies is deeply personal and ever-evolving. By approaching ourselves with love and acceptance, we can transcend the limitations imposed by societal expectations and step into a fuller, more liberated sense of self. In doing so, we honor not just our physical forms but the boundless beauty of who we are. One day, during a quiet and deeply personal conversation, I found myself asking her a question that seemed simple on the surface yet carried the potential to uncover years of buried thoughts and unspoken truths. Have you ever truly explored what brings you pleasure, not what others expect of you, but what feels right for you? She paused, her gaze dropping as if searching for answers within herself. The silence stretched for a moment, and then she smiled, a smile tinged with both sadness and relief. "No," she admitted softly, "I've always felt trapped by expectations." Her words carried the weight of a lifetime of trying to fit into a mold that wasn't her own, a life where her body was more a source of judgment than joy. That moment became a turning point, not just in our conversation, but for her personally. Over the months that followed, she began a journey that was as transformative as it was challenging. She started to see her body in a new light, not as a collection of parts to be judged, but as a cohesive and beautiful whole. The most profound realization she shared with me was the discovery of her vagina, not as something overshadowed by her prominent breasts, but as an intrinsic part of her identity, pleasure, and connection with herself. This wasn't just about sexual intimacy. It was about reclaiming a sense of completeness and balance that had long been denied by societal expectations and her own self-perception. Her story is far from unique. The world often places women with larger breasts under an unrelenting spotlight, focusing so much attention on this one feature that other parts of their bodies, and their very sense of self, become obscured. For these women, the breasts can feel like a symbol of hypervisibility, drawing attention that is both unwanted and unbalanced. This excessive focus can lead to a neglect of other aspects of their physical and emotional selves, leaving them feeling fragmented rather than whole. The relationship they have with their own bodies becomes a tangled web of admiration and insecurity, praise and criticism. From a medical standpoint, there is some discussion that women with larger breasts may have higher estrogen levels, potentially contributing to better vaginal lubrication. While such ideas can provide a fascinating glimpse into the interconnectedness of the female body, it's crucial to remember that these are observations, not rules. The female body is far too complex to be reduced to a simple cause and effect relationship. It is a symphony of hormones, emotions, and experiences, each woman playing her own unique melody. This complexity highlights a fundamental truth. The relationship between breasts and the vagina is not a physical one but an emotional and psychological one. A woman with large breasts may feel the weight of societal expectations more acutely, as though her physicality demands she meet standards that are not only unrealistic but also deeply harmful to her sense of well-being. The pressure to be seen as attractive, desirable, and perfect in the eyes of others can overshadow the personal, deeply intimate journey of exploring what truly brings her joy and fulfillment. What I have learned over the years, and I share this with the wisdom that comes only with age and experience, is that the path to true self-acceptance begins with connection. Women, regardless of their breast size, shape, or appearance, must cultivate a relationship with their bodies grounded in love, understanding, and compassion. It's not enough to merely tolerate or accept our bodies. We must celebrate them, every curve, every feature, every unique detail. I have been privileged to hear the stories of women who, over time, have reconnected with themselves in profound and life-changing ways. They have learned to shift their focus inward, letting go of how their bodies appear to others and embracing how they feel within their own skin. These women describe an awakening, a blossoming of their sexuality and self-worth that occurs when they stop measuring themselves against external expectations and start honoring their own needs and desires. Their experiences remind us that true intimacy begins within. It is about the courage to explore, the willingness to embrace imperfection, and the understanding that pleasure and self-love are deeply intertwined. One story stands out vividly in my memory. A close friend of mine, a woman with very large breasts, confided in me one day. She admitted that for most of her life, she had felt insecure in moments of intimacy. She believed that her prominent breasts overshadowed the rest of her body, leaving her feeling unbalanced and incomplete. She spoke of the vulnerability she felt, the silent comparisons she made, and the unspoken fears that held her back from fully embracing her sexuality. But her story didn't end there. Over time, she began a journey of self-discovery. She started to see her body not as a source of judgment, but as a source of joy. She learned to appreciate her breasts not as objects of scrutiny, but as a beautiful part of her whole self. Most importantly, she discovered the depth of pleasure and connection that her vagina, and her body as a whole, could bring her. It was a revelation that changed not just how she saw herself, but how she lived her life. She became more confident, more expressive, and more at peace with her physicality. Her journey, and those of countless other women, serves as a powerful reminder of the resilience and beauty of the female spirit. It teaches us that our bodies are not just physical vessels, but expressions of our innermost selves. Each part of us is interconnected, and the way we perceive one aspect of our bodies can profoundly affect how we feel about the whole. So to every woman reading this who has ever felt insecure or unsure about her body, I offer this heartfelt message. Your vagina, like every other part of you, is unique and beautiful. It is not diminished by comparisons or societal judgments. It is yours to celebrate, to explore, and to love. Do not let the expectations of others steal from you the joy of discovering your own pleasure and embracing the entirety of who you are. The journey to self-love is not always easy, but it is one of the most worthwhile journeys you will ever take. Connect with yourself, honor your body, and cherish the beautiful, complex, and extraordinary being that you are. Because in the end, what truly matters is not how others see you, but how you feel about yourself. It is in this self-love that true confidence, true intimacy, and true happiness are found. And that is a gift that no one can ever take away from you. As we conclude, take a moment to reflect on what you've learned today. How have societal expectations shaped your relationship with your body? And more importantly, how can you begin to rewrite that narrative from one of judgment to one of celebration and self-love? We'd love to hear from you. What is one thing you've learned from this discussion, and how will you bring it into practice in your life? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your perspective could inspire someone else to begin their journey to self-acceptance. If you found this video meaningful, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more thought-provoking and empowering content. Let's continue these conversations and build a community rooted in self-love, support, and understanding. Thank you for watching, and remember, you are uniquely beautiful, and your story is yours to reclaim. See you in the next video.